See, depression is something that can actually hit anyone, anywhere, at any time. It just hits you, and then one day you realize that, shit, I'm depressed, and you know that it's something you can actually never get out of.
Easy come, easy go.
Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Harghuns podcast, and we're about to reach 400 subscribers on YouTube. So if you are not part of the fam, hit the subscribe button. And today we have a really special guest. We have an internet model, sensation, and someone who has dealt with depression, and she's about to drop some value bombs to you guys over here. And we have, other than Joanna Joseph. Alright, so she's our guest for today, and it's pretty weird how we met, right? Where did we meet? Zouk?
We met at Zouk for Nikki Romero.
Yeah,
it was so random, like we just started talking and that's how we hit off.
Yeah, and I came across Instagram and I was like, damn, like she's the kind of person that I want to bring to the podcast, because this whole podcast is about providing value and to bring in Malaysian artists who have a story to tell and to share them, and this is what the whole platform is for. So yep, thank you so much for coming
worries.
in. And before that, before we start everything, describe yourself to the audience about what you do.
Describe myself.
Yeah, describe yourself. Just tell the audience about yourself so that they know who Joanna Joseph is, if they do not know about you.
Okay, so hi guys, my name is Joanna Joseph. I'm 22 years old. I'm currently doing my diploma in MSU Shala, and I'm also a freelance model during my free time. Upcoming actress, hopefully.
Wow.
Yeah, and I enjoy motivating and inspiring people out there whenever I get the chance to.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm the only child in the family, so.
Alright.
My brother is my pet dog. Yeah.
Okay, you made your brother as your pet dog.
All my dogs have always been my siblings. Yeah, I think they are annoying as a normal sibling would ever be. So.
Like this guy over there. So what got you into modeling?
To be honest, I never had the intention of being a model.
Yeah.
Like, it never crossed my mind at all.
Yeah.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
Because I really love dogs.
Right.
Yeah, so the story was I was really bad in maths.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to do really badly in school. Like the most I get is like a 40 in maths. And then I realized like, okay, it's not going to work out, because when it comes to like medical side of anything, you need to be good in maths.
Yeah.
So I started entering TESOL at one point, because English is my favorite language. And then like my friends and my family were telling me like, why not you give it a shot, try modeling out, because you got the height and like you have the face and whatnot, and you have like a background story to like inspire younger people out there. So I thought, okay, why not give it a shot? Plus I really like Victoria's Secret. I used to like admire them. I used to think like, oh, how nice it would be to walk the stage one day. So that got me thinking like, okay, why not just try? There's no harm in trying, right? If it works out, it's good. If it doesn't, then you give it a shot. Yeah, so that's what I did, and somehow it worked out. So from there it took off into pageant competitions, and then like normal photo shoots, and then working with a few beauty products, and that's just how it kicked off.
Yeah, like thinking about it is so true. Like a lot of people, they have certain things that they want to do in life.
Yep.
But instead of putting in the action and putting in the work, they just think about it. But unlike you, I can see from your stories, you put in a lot of work in what you're doing, and you build yourself up from nothing to something that you are today. And you've connected with so many people. And you're like, what, Captain Marvel? I saw that one of the cosplays.
Captain Marvel is like the latest one I've been trying now, because I haven't done any Marvel cosplays. Like, if you ask me between DC and Marvel, I would prefer Marvel more.
Okay.
But I don't know why. Even before this, I've been studying cosplaying with Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Because I really like her. Like, she resembles me, I resemble her. We have the connection thing going on. So I cosplayed her first, and then I moved slowly to Wonder Woman. And then I was thinking like, I'm a Marvel fan, but then I don't have anything to cosplay with Marvel. So like, why not try Captain Marvel? Because she had short blonde hair, and I had short blonde hair at that time. Yeah. So I gave it a shot. I have done the cosplay already, but the pictures are not out yet, so we can take some time.
Okay. And by the way, guys, if you're not following her on Instagram, this is her Instagram profile over here. Follow her for if you guys want a model or anything, and you also started like your own model pageant or something like that. What is that about?
I've been wanting to start up this modeling workshop,
Right.
Because I've been having like a lot of people asking me like, oh, how do I enter? What should I do first? And then like, which competitions can I enter? Is my height going to be a factor? Is my weight going to be a factor?
Okay.
So I thought like, why not just give them like a run through on how the industry actually works? And to me, to always be a model, you have to like break your fear first, because a lot of women out there, they feel really insecure about themselves, like they're afraid of how they look, their acne, their pimple, maybe their complexion and all that. So what I aim to do is I aim to break all of that first, get them comfortable with themselves, and then start training them slowly, like how do you walk and how do you dress up, how do you pose. Also planning to bring in like a few fitness instructors. So the ones I'm working with currently, Harghun from
Harghun,
Fitness.
he's coming to our next podcast as well.
So he's coming in, he's joining, and then we can be getting goodie bags from a lot of local people who actually made their own products. So that too, and of course healthy food, and we'll be having so much of fun. There's going to be dancers coming, and it's going to be a different kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited for this.
Okay, cool. And another reason that sparked me to actually bring her up to the podcast session, it's your weight loss transformation. Like I saw that picture, like the before and after, and I'm like, wow, she did put in a lot of work to become who she is today. Do you want to explain to them a bit about your past, what kind of person you were before this, and the insecurities, the fears that you faced, and how did you actually deal with those things? Probably you may not overcome it, but how did you actually deal with it on a day-to-day basis? Like, just run through it.
Okay, so like growing up, I was actually pretty skinny. Like my parents used to worry because I couldn't gain weight. They used to feed me like almost every day, and there was only like a certain extent I could eat until, and then if I eat more than that, I'll actually start throwing up. So there wasn't a balance in meals and stuff. So they asked like the doctors like what can they do to help me increase my appetite. So they used to give me like these pills and stuff to help me increase my appetite, and that actually worked more than it's supposed to work. So I started like eating and I couldn't stop eating.
So it kind of backfired lah.
And my parents were happy. I mean, everyone was happy. Like, oh, she's eating. It's a good thing.
That's what parents want. Like, as long as you eat your food, especially my grandma. When I go to my grandma's house, you will never starve to that. She will make sure you finish all the food and you're puff and full.
I know. Even
Only
if
then
you
you can
say
leave the
you're
house.
full, she'll say, oh no, you have to eat more.
Oh no, there's dessert in the fridge. You should eat that. I'm like, please, Dadima, enough. So Dadima means grandmother in our language.
Nice. Especially since I live with my grandma. So you can imagine lah, like she'll be, the way she tells you like in Tamil, soru potukama, and I'll be
say
like,
no to that.
It's
like,
so
oh
shoot. So I used to eat a lot, and I used to love Chinese food, like Ingyong. I love pork's my favorite, bak kut teh, everything, love it. And my granddad used to come every day to coach me in tuition in the house, because he's a teacher, he's a retired teacher. So he used to buy like a lot of food and come every day. So every day I'd be having something new, either nasi goreng or Ingyong or something. So I ate and I couldn't stop, and in the evenings I would normally eat like Big Mac. I did 2 Big Macs maybe. Because my dad loves Big Mac. He always tells me it's like the best burger ever. So that's how I got introduced to Big Mac. So we used to eat like a whole family. We are like a foodie family. We used to eat all the time. And it came to a point where I had to go to primary school. And that was when I started facing a lot of difficulty, because I was about 60 kgs in primary. So when I entered the school, like that was the first time being, introduced to like a lot of people from different backgrounds and stuff, and I felt a little insecure. And I couldn't speak Bahasa Melayu at that point. So I was thinking like, okay, how do I do this? Because people started coming to me, talking to me in Bahasa Melayu, and I'd just be like,
you're like, what alien language is this?
Exactly. And then like some people come and speak to me Tamil and stuff, and I'll just be like, oh no, what do I do? So even the teachers were pretty confused as to what class they should put me in, because I couldn't understand properly. But thankfully they put me in the first class, and the bullying started to a point where like they used to bully me because I couldn't understand the language first. So like the Namo Bising on the whiteboard and stuff, they used to just simply write my name there just because I couldn't understand, and I used to get like screwed by the teacher all the time. I'll just be there like, what did I do? All the time. So that happened, and then like that was when the weight thingy started coming in. Like all these kids started calling me names in Tamil, like Madu, which means cow, and then like Tombu, which means barrel. And it kind of made me feel like kind of upset, like, oh, okay, they're talking to me about my weight, but it didn't hit me as hard as it did when I entered secondary. So I just, like dengar sini keluar sini kind of thing. And my teachers used to like tell me, go to the bilik guru, fetch my bag and come, then you lose some weight, stuff like that.
Wow, even the teachers
the teachers. So it kind of hurt me because those are my favorite teachers. I think maybe they thought that it was, fun to just play around with me, but in the end, words can be taken seriously.
Yeah.
So I just kept that all aside. I had really good friends in primary, like close ones with me. And then we managed to finish our standard 6. After UPSR, we had to go to secondary school.
Yeah.
So we all moved to my secondary school, which is Rajasarina. And that was when like the whole bomb just blew in. Because like I was in the first class again and all my friends were in separate classes.
Yeah.
So I knew like 0 people, and then like we had to like make friends, with other people from different schools, and then these people are like not just children anymore, they are like adults already. So it was pretty hard for me. Like on the first day of school, I remember I fell down in front of the whole assembly because my leg got cramped, and I was like 104 when I entered my secondary school.
You were 104 kgs in primary school? In
secondary school.
Secondary school.
13 years old, already 104. So like when I fell down, everyone just started laughing at me. No one helped me out.
Oh gosh, that just shatters your self-esteem.
Yeah, and that was the first day of entering school. So I'm like, oh shit, what kind of first impression is this to everyone? Yeah. So like I got up, I went to class and I was sitting alone and nobody talked to me on that day. I tried making friends with them, but then everyone would just be like, they talk in their own language. If it's Chinese, they'll talk in Chinese. Malays, they'll be like, and all that.
Because even as a kid, I went through a lot of shit because of the turban. So I studied in a Chinese school. So it's all Chinese students and just one Punjabi kid who is different. So I got picked on because I can't speak their language. My skin complexion was different. And I had a pretty rough, I would say, primary school and early secondary school until I changed schools, right? And whenever like I'm sitting around with my friends and they're like, hey, primary school, we did this, we did that. And I'm like, I can't really relate to that.
Exactly, you can't relate to that. The same thing I face. I can't relate when people say, oh, we had really good time and all that. All I used to think about was, okay, I used to get bullied, I used to get hated on, so much of shit went down and like it wasn't fun for me. Even my college life now, I can't say that I'm having a good time. I rarely go to class. Most of the time I go there alone, I come back alone. I don't talk to anyone, I just sit down there and I just like pray class finishes fast.
Why is that?
It's because like, okay, when I walk past by, I'm not sure as to why it happens, but people don't really approach me. All they do is they stand in a corner, especially people from my race, Indian race, being super open here. I don't care if someone gets offended or not, but
this shit is the truth, man. Like, this podcast is the truth and that's what we want.
Yeah, so like all these Indian guys, Indian girls, most of them Indians lah. If you go to Chinese, they don't really care. If you go to Malays, they don't really care also. But all these Indian people, they always look at me and they start like, judging and laughing and mocking, and I hear them whispering. And then when I walk past by, they start catcalling my name and all this kind of stuff. So like, I don't really feel comfortable. And most of the time, I just don't wear makeup, I don't wear anything, I just wear a hoodie and walk into class. Yes, come to that point. So like, that's for later, back to the story.
Yeah.
So when I was 15 years old, I told myself that, something needed to change, and if I didn't make a move, no one's going to make a move. I didn't want to be labeled for the rest of my life as a fat kid.
Like sometimes enough is just enough. You have to get your shit together and change things.
Correct. So I did sign up for gym when I was 13 with my dad. Like we used to work out together, but then my dad and me weren't really consistent. After gym, normally we go down, we just whack nasi goreng, or it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
So after a few years, I was thinking, okay, I really need to do this. Like, put my focus on losing weight and just see how it works out if I really put it in. So I told my mom, like, Mom, I'm going to start doing this, and she laughed at me. So that was kind of a motivation as well. Like, okay, people are not taking me seriously, so I just better do something. And then I went with it. And I started Googling like a lot of stuff I just write on my notebook and stuff, like, okay, this amount of food is equal to this amount of calories and what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat. I had this small notebook.
Yeah.
So I did all my research, and then I used to work out in my house. I told my dad, like, get me a gym mat, 5 kg dumbbells, more than enough, and he got it for me. So I used to work out all the time using YouTube. My favorite YouTube channel to work out is Bloggy Lattes. It's this Asian Chinese girl. She teaches you the most fun way to work out. Okay. You can dance, and do so many things.
Yeah.
And also I use my cell phone. I'm pretty sure you guys have like App Store, Play Store and all that.
All the fitness apps.
Yeah. So it's all free.
Yeah.
And it's all worth it. So I used to download like free arm workout, free chest workout, and they used to time you like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. So I used to follow that every day. And in a week, I actually lost like about 1 kg or 2 kgs. So I was thinking like, okay, this is actually working out.
Yeah, it actually works, so continue with.
That was like my motivation. Like, okay, let's just see how far 1 month would go.
Yeah.
So I started doing it every day, and then like I became quite addicted to doing it. Like even if I stop for one day, I'd be like, oh shit, this is not good. I have to really do it. So my dad used to push me every time. Like when I tell him like, oh, I'm lazy, I'm this and that, he used to be like, no, go for it. You can't stop now. You have to do it. And he said like, I'm providing you every food you want, every meal you want. I'm supporting you. So the best you can do is just go for it. So I was like, okay.
And that's really nice. You had like a supportive dad who actually pushed you.
Yeah, he was the only one in the family. The rest of them were like, oh, you're not gonna make it, and you're not this, you're not that. Because I'm not close to my cousins as well. Like we're all like super far. And the only person in my family I can really talk to and relate to and talk for almost anything, whatever it may be, like boy problems,
everything, A to Z,
drinking.
secrets.
Yeah, it's my dad.
Okay.
So he was helping me to push, and after like 3 to 6 months, I managed to lose like about 50 kgs.
Wow.
Yeah.
50 kgs.
50 kgs.
I think you should be your own personal trainer.
That's
so amazing. 50 kgs is no joke, guys. 50 kgs.
Yeah, but now a bit lazy really lah. I have to like put in effort. After you lose weight,
yeah,
right?
you're just like, I'm done. Okay,
exactly. Now you can start eating back whatever rice, and I do it lah once in a while, not all the time. I'm still quite conscious on my weight and stuff. So that's what happened, and then I lost the weight and I went back to school, because before this I would rarely go to school, maybe once a week, twice a week. My attendance is really shitty in school. Like I rarely come, so my teachers always be like, this girl, she won't come to school, I no need to give her anything, stuff like that. So when I went back to school, everyone was like, what happened to this girl? You're that girl. Teachers even came asking me like, where's your sister Joanna? And I'm like, okay. It was like that, and then like I had like teachers calling me to the village group saying, hey my god, she's the one, like that girl, remember the fat one, like she's the same person. And everyone started asking me how did you do it and stuff. And then there was a few teachers who made like rumors saying that I was on drugs, I went for liposuction.
The fuck? Teachers do that?
Teachers.
The fuck?
I know, it was crazy. Even friends, like my normal friends, they were like, hey, don't lie, you did something, right? I took some drugs, and I'll just be like, no guys, I didn't do anything. And no matter what you tell them, they actually wouldn't believe you, to be honest. So I just let that be, because that part kind of like hurt me, because you put so much of hard work and effort on your own to become who you are, and then people just say like, oh, it's plastic surgery, it's liposuction, and it's all the drugs, like you took Herbalife, like this, like that, and all the rumors. So that part of it made me quite upset. It took me a while to get over that. Okay, people are still going to judge no matter what. Even if you're fat, they judge. Even if you're thin, they're going to judge. So that's basically the rundown of my weight loss story from that to this. So being a model, I have to listen to my director, because he directs a music video. It's not like I'm directing myself. Like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. And if you say no all the time in the industry, you're going to get a bad name, because you're unprofessional. So I did my job as someone who's acting in a music video, and that was just that. And the next day I got like the most craziest amount of backlash, like this these trolling pages and all this. There's this page on Facebook that recreated the video, using that video, adding subtitles and shit, calling me a porn star, and like, it was crazy, like saying donate 1 ringgit to her, because
how are people so free to do that with their time?
I don't know. I don't think they even get paid doing that.
I doubt so.
But yeah, it happened, and then like I was just looking at the comment section, and I'm like, wow, there's so many people who actually hate in Malaysia. And then people started commenting on my looks, saying like, oh my god, she looks like a transgender, blah 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 blah. I get that a lot lah. I think because of my height, and maybe it's because of my facial features, like super sharp features. So people tend to backlash like crazy, and it got to me at one point. It really got to me. I got so pissed off. I started replying some of them, and then I had a few people from the industry tell me that stop replying them. You're feeding them more attention. Just ignore it. It will disappear within 3 months. So I just decided like, okay, I'm just gonna stop this. Let's just see how far it goes. At the same time, I also did a police report lah, because I couldn't walk out my house. The minute I went to college, I had people coming and attacking me.
How?
By words, saying that, hey, she's the one. Even when I was with my friend with him, I had like a guy come up to my table saying that, hey, you are the one, right, Joanna, congratulations, like shaking hands and stuff. It was damn weird, and I couldn't step into college. Like the minute I stepped in, everyone just started staring at me, hey, she's the one, and this and that. So I took like a break, like a 1 week break from that. And I was trying to like sit at home and just trying to like, reevaluate my life and just get
to
myself.
see which direction you want to go to.
Yep.
Okay.
So I did that, and within a month or two, it disappeared lah. So from that, I learned that people are never going to be happy. Number one.
You cannot please everyone.
Yeah, they're always going to have something to say.
Yeah.
And especially when you're Indian, they always will say that, oh, it's culture, it's this, it's that. You can't show skin, you can't do this, you can't do that just because you're Indian. I think that's totally dumb.
It's the stuck-up mentality that people have.
Yeah.
But I feel people like you all, and including us, like we should use this platform to actually create change and to be the voice to those who are oppressed and are facing injustice.
Correct.
Who are getting bullied,
Yeah.
Because when they see someone like probably like you who is facing like haters out there, but you're still doing whatever that you're doing, it gives them a sense of hope, like, hey, if she can do with all this backlash that she's receiving, probably I can too. And that's how you create a community, that's how you create change. Change starts from one person, and when one person connects the dots with so many people, you create a community of people who actually have created a change.
Correct. I believe that at the end of the day, it's about the person. Like your religion, your race, it doesn't define who you actually are. It's entirely up to you on what you want to wear, on what you want to do, on who you should become in the future. Like no one should tell you what to do at the end of the day, because you know what's best for you. Like. We all know what's best for us. We don't need people to tell you like, oh, you should do that, that's good for you. Because I have a lot of model friends also who tell me that I receive the same amount of backlash being an Indian or being a Chinese, a Malay especially, because in the Malay culture it's so haram to do all this kind of stuff. So like all I tell them is just be yourself. Don't care about what people have to say. As long as you're okay with it and your family is fine with it, like they support you, that's all you ever need. Definitely. Your family support, your support, and maybe a close friends of yours who really are there genuinely for you. And if you can inspire people based on your, if you have a story like what I went through Niagara, for example, with all the backlash and everything, I can voice out on it saying that people actually have a shallow mentality. So in the end of the day, you do you. Don't have to listen to other people. So that's how you take inspiration from something like this and put it out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So but if there are people out there who are watching this, who are getting like bullied through social media, because I have a lot of friends who are younger, way younger, and they get bullied at school because they are different, maybe they stand for something else, and they get bullied through social media. So what's that one piece of advice that you will tell them to take up?
I would tell them that social media bullies are the cowards. Like they can never face you, they can actually never say it to you in your face. All they know how to do is be a keyboard warrior in the end of the day.
Yeah, it's all good to be behind a computer and do it, but when it's time to face reality, these people, they just chicken out.
There's one question I always ask them, like, why are you hiding behind a fake profile? Are you that scared of me, to be honest? That you have so much of time in your hands.
Of course, they're scared of you. You're Captain Marvel.
I'm not. I prefer being Harley Quinn. But
Okay.
So like they always say like, oh no, why should I show you? Why should I show you? And they start using all these vulgarity words. They this one, they the one, this one, this one, this one. So I've been thinking, my God, why am I wasting my time talking to these people?
No, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah,
because you
block them.
never convince them. You
Correct.
can never convince them. They're never going to be happy.
Correct.
They will find a way, to still bring you down.
Yeah.
So might also you use that energy to.
Their main aim is already to hate on you.
Yeah.
So no matter what you say to convince, like, oh no, I'm doing this right, they'll be like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'll just say ignore. If someone comes and sends you anything, just block. It might hurt your feeling and you might have the urge to stand up for yourself, because what I do normally when I'm bored, all these haters will come, I just entertain them for fun. Because I'm so bored, I have nothing to do, and I feel, sometimes when I get angry, like if someone pisses me off, my family or something, I feel like, oh, I need to scream at someone. Then I go online and I see this hater, okay, you can. Time to just scream at this person.
He's the guy, he's the target.
Yeah, so I just fight, and then I be like, okay, bye, block. It actually works, like, And there's also one more thing I want to touch in like the modeling industry, where they say that you can't have tattoos, you can't have piercings and all, it's a taboo. I believe that what I'm doing, like as you can see, I have like so many tattoos all over my body, and I've never once covered up any of my tattoos. Only when I'm going for these shows like RTM and stuff, you can't allow that to be on television. The smallest thing, even this one, they say that, oh, you have to cover it up.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty strict about that. But I want to change the industry in a manner where like tattoos are fine. It should never define you as a bad person, because I think everyone, like most of us here in this room, has a tattoo. Me and my friends, all of us have tattoos, and tattoos symbolizes something which means something important to you.
What does that mean?
This one, This is Chester Bennington.
Oh yeah, Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin Park. Like this is a quote from The Messenger. This is his face, and then I have one more here, is also Chester.
Okay.
This is also Chester Bennington.
Wow, you are a huge fan of
Yeah,
Chester.
I'm a huge fan. He helped me through my darkest times with his music.
Yeah.
So like he was the one that taught me that any form of depression can be combated. Although he lost to depression, but it kind of made me feel that we should actually continue his legacy by proving that depression doesn't take everyone away. Yeah. So all my tattoos on my body symbolizes something important. Today I have a Harry Potter one here, I have a Harley Quinn one here.
Yeah.
I have a dream catcher on my back, and I have like a Harley Quinn quote here as well.
You're a huge fan, lah.
Yeah.
But it's so true that you should own who you are.
Yeah.
You should own it, whether you wear a turban, a burqa, whether you're having a tattoo.
Correct.
People are always going to look at you differently, but you've got to own that about yourself, and you've got to be comfortable with yourself. Even when I go out, probably like outside, right? When I went to the UK, because of the turban, people looked at me like, oh my god, is this a terrorist? Oh shit, he's gonna bomb! He's ISIS! But you just got to be like, you have to educate them.
Correct.
There's this one time that this guy, he came up to me and he's like, are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim? And I was like, no, I'm a Sikh. And then like you teach them who you are. But if you resort to them with hatred and anger, they're going to be even more pissed because they are finding a way to
Put you down.
down.
Yeah.
So whenever you come across a hater, you just got to put yourself in their shoes, and you've got to be empathetic that, look, like they are just insecure, they're not happy with who they are.
Correct.
As long as you are okay with whatever you're doing and you have like a few group of people who support you, you're a winner in life.
Correct.
It's so true, yeah.
Really, really agree. So you should just ignore whatever, tattoos and piercings. It's up to you in the end of the day on what you are as a person. As long as the close ones know who you are, I believe that is the most important thing.
So you were also telling me about that you've been through depression as well. And are you still dealing with it right now?
Yep, I still have
Alright,
it.
so do you want to run through it and just talk about it a bit?
Yeah, see, depression is something that can actually hit anyone, anywhere, at any time. It just hits you, and then one day you realize that, shit, I'm depressed, and you know that it's something you can actually never get out of. There's a lot of people that tell you that depression actually goes away, it's all in the mind, it's your choice. But I honestly feel, because I've been dealing it since the age of 13, and until today, although I've, succeeded a lot in life and been through a lot of things, it never really goes away. It's always there. You might get depressed. People confuse depression with sadness. Yeah, and it's two entirely different things.
What's the difference?
Like sadness is more of like a feeling, like for example, break up your girlfriend or your partner or something, and then you feel sad because naturally that's what someone would feel. It's a feeling.
It's a human emotion.
Yeah, but depression is something more. It's where like it hits you even when you have nothing wrong in life. Like you can be just sitting here one day and you're like, shit, I feel like something is wrong. I'm feeling sad for no reason. Suddenly out of the blue, then like you start thinking of all sorts of stuff. You feel like you're getting a panic attack.
Yeah.
So it's actually a disorder, I would say. Depression is a disorder. Panic attacks and all is included in mental health. And a lot of people go through it, but most of them refrain from actually coming out.
Yeah.
And saying it like, I'm dealing with something, I need help. Because in Malaysia or most of the countries, when you say that you're dealing with depression or anxiety or something, they label you as a crack person.
True, yeah. If they don't take it seriously, they think that you are, it's
crazy.
like a small issue, that it's not
Yeah.
something so serious, and you do not know where to resort for help.
Correct. And most of the time when you try to explain your feelings out to someone, like talking it out to your best friend maybe, or your parents, they think that you're overdoing it. Sometimes they say that, oh, maybe you're seeking for attention, or like you're just saying it to get something out of it. But in reality, you're doing it because you're trying to find some sort of like solace for yourself, to feel like, okay, there are actually people who understand and who go through it. And a lot of people who are depressed, they move towards drugs, for example, like all this heroin, meth, because they need something to get away from the pain. In the end of the day, all of us go through pain, right? We all face pain, and we all face pain in a different way. Some of us, we go to gym to take the pain out in the gym. Some of us, we listen to songs, we write music, we sing. And what I did was a really bad method. Last time I used to self-harm because I was influenced by my friends. So I used to take out the pain on the inside and outside. I used to hurt myself and cut myself. I still go through it until today. It's really, really hard to let go of it, but it's reduced, which is why I'm pretty glad. So now I resort to gym more or talking to. I have a few good friends who can actually understand now.
Yeah.
So I talk to them, and also music. I think music relates to a lot of us in many levels. So I listen to a lot of Linkin Park because the only person I feel like I could actually relate to was Chester Bennington. Like all the words I would actually want to say out in real life, he sings it in his music. So
you feel like he's
connected.
he's relating to your feelings as well.
So I used to watch his videos where he also tried to use like TV shows, talk shows as a medium to say that I'm feeling this way, there's a lot of thoughts in my head and this and that, but then people wouldn't take him seriously. There's this one like YouTube video where he talks to this radio person and he starts laughing at him, saying that, oh bro, haha, you sound crazy and stuff like that, and that really made me feel like, oh shit, people like this actually exist, they mock your depression and stuff. In the house. It starts with your parents, it starts with your siblings, and then when you start arguing with your parents or siblings and you feel like there's no place to go, because home's supposed to be a place where you feel comfortable at, where you can share all your thoughts, where you can be open, you can be vulnerable, and then people, they misuse that. So depression starts at home and you carry that with you outside, and then when people hurt you outside, then it starts becoming worse, So I believe it starts at home lah. Your parents should actually take really, really serious note on that mental health, on their own mental health first before moving on to their kids.
Exactly.
And then their children's mental health.
Because usually parents are also human beings, right? And as human beings, we all have flaws. But sometimes parents, they take their flaws and their traumas and they dump it on their children as well.
Correct.
And the children, as innocent as they are, they do not know what to do with it.
Correct.
And they carry on this trauma until they are 20, 25. And then you can see that these traumas, it starts to expose in the way like you treat people and in your daily routines. And I wouldn't say the only way to cure depression, but if you want to know what started this depression, you have to see the root of it. Maybe when you were a kid, somebody said something to you or somebody hurt your feelings, and that's why you brought this trauma all the way up. So when I was like in that down phase in life, the only thing that helped me, which I figured out last year, was meditation. I started going to yoga classes. I did gym as well, but I realized after I finished the gym workout session, few hours later I'll go back into that same bubble. I'm just like, man, why am I feeling like this? Like, this thing is not working out. So I was like, my friend recommended me because she was in a really bad state of mind, but now she has turned 360.
That's great.
She's vibrant, she's energetic, she's powerful, and I'm like, yo, what did you do? Like, what did you take? And she's like, come, join this yoga class. So I started joining this yoga class, and when you meditate, right, when you're starting off, it's very, very scary. Why? Because you're just sitting down with no distractions, your phone is off, nothing, you're just breathing and you're looking into yourself. When you're looking into yourself, you start to see all that insecurities, all that trauma, all that messed up wiring that has happened within you, you see where that stems from. So for me, my insecurities came from when I was a kid, because I was fat, I was bullied a lot, I was different because of my turban. So I always wanted to please other people. I was a people pleaser. I wanted to be a person where people liked me all the time. And when people didn't like me, I was like, oh my god, like, is there something wrong with me? Similarly, with talking to girls, the reason why I was so afraid talking to girls is because I was afraid of rejection. Because the rejection will be like, damn, they're not accepting me for who am I. But the small mindset shift that has changed my life completely is, number one, you have to be yourself, and if people don't like you, they're dealing with their own insecurities as well. That's the first thing. Number two, when you're talking to someone, focus on leaving the person as a better person before the conversation even started, rather than trying to impress them so that they like you back. So you have to be really comfortable with who you are. You know Gary Vaynerchuk?
Heard of the name.
Amazing solid dude on Instagram. You guys should follow him. He says the number one thing in life is self-awareness. You've got to be aware as to what kind of person you are, who you are, what you're comfortable with, and then work around that. After that, nothing else really matters. People will say whatever they want to say, but as long as you are aware of who you are and what your goals are in life,
Correct.
nothing else really matters. You'll be so much more quicker in achieving and reaching your goals. So
Right.
yeah, I've had a lot of friends as well that are currently also going through this depression phase, and when you say that, oh, I know where you're coming from, that's not really true. Like, you do not know what's actually going on in their life.
You can
Do
just
you agree with that?
I agree. A lot of people tend to tell that to me. Oh, I've been there and stuff. I've been in your shoes before, but then nobody knows the pain that you're going through. Only you know. Like for them, it might be something super small.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know. Like
True.
for me, it might be something super big. For you, it might be something super small. Pain can't be measured like, can't be related just like that unless you are in that person's shoes. That's what I feel also.
And if, let's just say you have a friend who is going through depression, what would you say to that friend to help that other person is going through depression?
I would say I'll be super blunt to you, which is something I always tell them. It's not going to be over now. It's not going to be over tomorrow or in maybe another year or 2 years. It will hit back eventually. We all go through this phase, and all you have to do is just hang in there. Don't let you can lose as many battles as you want. It's okay, because I've lost many battles. Just don't lose the war.
Wow.
Yeah. So as long as you keep fighting,
Yeah.
every day. You can cry, you can break down, you can break things in your house. You can go crazy. After that, just sit down, reevaluate things, breathe, maybe get a shower, drink some coffee,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine. So just don't lose the battle. I mean, don't lose the war.
Didn't lose the war.
Yeah.
Keep pushing every day.
Keep pushing forward and keep yourself surrounded with positive people. That's one thing. Because when it comes to depression, it feeds on all this negative energy. So the more negative people around you saying things, it's going to absorb everything. So just push all of that. Alone time is great. I believe that alone time is great. I love my alone time. Most of the time I'm on Netflix watching Lucifer or like doing something I really like.
Yeah.
I don't like being surrounded by, a lot of people. It makes me feel very like there's like too many people there, like that congested kind of
like
thing.
claustrophobia kind of thing.
Yeah.
You just like want your space out.
Yeah, which is why I hang out with 2 or 3 people, like my own friends, where I feel like really comfortable with, where you can talk about almost anything. You won't get judged or, you won't get looked down on. It can be the most shittiest thing ever and you just still laugh at you. You won't say like, yo, you like this, you like that,
Like they don't take things too seriously.
Yeah, they accept you for who you are at the end of the day. So that is what I do normally. And if I am depressed, I'm sad, I move to music or food, healthy food of course. I talk to my dad because my dad is someone who can really understand me.
Yeah.
So he gives great advice, and since I can talk about almost anything, it wouldn't be an issue to talk to him. So just focus on yourself.
And I think we discussed pretty much a lot about what we were supposed to discuss, but there's one question that I want to throw out to you, right? Is that how do you want to inspire the people out there, especially the girls who are following you? Because earlier on during the podcast, you said that a lot of girls, they are insecure with how they feel, their bodies and stuff like that. How do you want to inspire them?
I want to inspire them by making them realize that at the end of the day, like what I am now is what I'm being called now is like a model and this and that. But then I am someone who is not like, like some people they compare to Kendall, for example, Chloe, Kendall. You look at them as someone so perfect. They look like plastic figures at the end of the day. Like everything is just proportionate. They have everything. And then I see on social media girls are like, oh my god, I want to be like her. I want to be like this person. She has this, she has that. She's this, she's that. Like what I want to do is I want to tell women out there that in the end of the day you can be who you are. You just have to love yourself, because self-love is really, really important. And we all have scars in the end of the day. We all have stretch marks. Because I have a lot of women coming and telling me, how do I hide stretch marks? How do I remove it? How do I remove acne? How do I become fair? I'm dark skinned, and all these questions make me really sad sometimes because they're not accepting themselves for who they are. So I want to put myself out there as raw as possible. If you notice my pictures, everything is visible. My scars are visible. I don't hide them.
You own it instead of hiding it.
My stretch marks are visible. If I were to do something to my face, for example, if I were to, I want to do lip injections today. I actually posted up saying that I'm doing this today. I'm doing this because of this. I wouldn't want to fake myself saying that I'm everything is natural. I don't do anything. No, I'm actually putting out that I am doing this because of this and that. So I want women to feel comfortable with themselves, and I want them to believe that they can be whoever they want to be, regardless of their skin complexion, their size, their weight, or anything, regardless of anything.
Yeah.
Because to me, anyone can be a model. I believe that anyone can be a model. I have so many friends who are plus size and they're doing so well in the industry, even better than other models, I feel. And they're owning it, you know. They love themselves, they love their body, and there shouldn't be any pressure to women or men, regardless on how they should look like. For example, men are like, oh, I need to have a six pack, I need to be tall to be handsome, you know, I need to look like what Ranbir Kapoor, like this, like that lah. So you don't have to be that, you just have to be you. And when people see you being yourself and you owning yourself, that's when they get inspired. So that's what I aim to do.
And when you throw out your insecurities out there publicly, people have nothing to go against you.
I actually had people like coming up to me saying that, oh, you have like cut marks on your hand, how can you model, and you know, stuff like that, and they put me down so much. But at the end of the day, I still prove them wrong because I'm still going out there and I'm still doing whatever they said I can't do, including pageants as well. My first pageant in the bikini round, they say that, oh, your body's ugly. They actually told that to me. Your body's ugly.
And how did you deal with that?
I just smiled at them. I say my body's like this because I lost weight, and my tattoos are there because I enjoy having them on my body, and no one should tell me like I can't have them. That's why I told the judges straight, and they just gave me this like bitch stare, and I just smiled back at them, and then they told me like, if you want to stay long in this industry, you have to do plastic surgery. That was their exact words. They told me.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I told myself, you know what, I'm never entering a competition like this in my life, which includes a bikini round, because it's putting my self-esteem so low. And that was it. That was like the final bikini competition I ever entered, like that had a bikini round. And I actually put this out there. You know why? Most models these days, they actually wouldn't want to voice it out. They make it sound like everything is so perfect in the competition, but it's actually not. They make you starve, you know, they don't allow you to eat, they don't allow you to drink before the show. Yeah, and you have to be perfect. I had ladies coming up saying, hey, you have to lose your boobs, you have to lose your ass, you can't have this, you know, you have to be smaller and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the pressure on you is crazy, which is something I wouldn't want to go through. Which is why when girls tell me I want to enter the modeling industry, I tell them think twice. Trust me, it's not a bed of roses. You know, the day after you enter, you're going to go through so much of mental trauma. Yeah.
Wow. And yeah, thank you so much for throwing out the truth. I guess
No
people
worries.
really need to hear that instead of a facade that people just put it out there.
Correct.
So yeah, before we end, any last piece of advice, anything that you want to tell?
I would just tell everyone out there to love yourself, just like what Justin Bieber says, love yourself, and always be true to yourself. Never listen to what people have to say about you. Their opinions don't matter at the end of the day. Just do what you love what you do, and your happiness comes from the things that you love doing. So just continue doing that.
Guys, this is Harghuns Podcast, episode 3 with Joanna Joseph. We spoke a lot about self-love, about how to accept the way you look, the way your body is, and it's definitely mind-blowing. Follow her on Instagram and also subscribe to this channel because we're going to call in a lot more people and we might call her back again for another dope podcast session.
Definitely.
So yeah guys, thank you so much. If you guys are still watching until now, you guys are the real G's. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next podcast. Ciao.